These are the three incredibles of disappointment. And disappointment is a fascinating subject that will help you tremendously, not just in your personal life, but in your professional life as well. Because people pay a premium to not be disappointed. They avoid it like the plague. It is so painful that they're willing to pay extra because a cheaper car would probably do most people perfectly fine. We pay a lot more money so that the car doesn't disappoint. It never breaks down and it performs always as expected. And it takes a lot more engineering to be able to build in the redundancies that get the results like that. And in everything in life, we don't want to be disappointed. Now that we're going to learn a little bit about it, you'll see in your own life how many things are being sold just so that they won't disappoint. And I wish I could give you a pill or a recipe so that disappointment will never cross your path. But alas, everyone gets disappointed, and therefore understanding these three incredibles are really important. The first incredible of disappointment is that disappointment is worse than unhappiness. What's the difference between the two? So you see, unhappiness is you're going on vacation to Paris and you've been dreaming of this trip for decades and you're finally on your way, and the plane ride over there is awful. The plane is packed solid and the people are rude and the attendants are not helpful and the food is cold and the entertainment system is down and the heating and air conditioning isn't working. That's unhappiness. Disappointment is you get to the hotel and there's a flood and you're put in a substandard hovel and riots break out and there's a curfew put on the city and everything is shut down, and on top of that you get food poisoning. That's disappointment. You can tolerate unhappiness and you'll probably use another flight, maybe even the same carrier, but you'll remember that vacation to Paris for the rest of your life. That's disappointment. Disappointment is debilitating. The second incredible is that people are not really unhappy, they're disappointed. Even though we use the word unhappy, we just use that word generically for every displeasure. But we really mean to be precise in the emotion is we're disappointed. And it's like physical pain. You know, you can have pain, but you need to be precise where it is and what kind of pain. Well, the same thing in emotions. We need to be precise if we're going to affect a cure or get better at it. So we're not really unhappy, we're disappointed. I'll give you a story that explains it. Amongst cell phone users, the people with the greatest satisfaction are the ones with prepaid phones. Even though they get the worst phones in the industry, nevertheless, they're the happiest because they're getting better than they expected. And everyone else is getting worse than they expected because cell phone companies promise in their commercials a product and a service that never works out like that. And so everyone's disappointed, but we're not unhappy. I recently exchanged my phone and I had it for a long time. So I said to the guy at the counter, "Do you buy the phones back?" And he says, "Yeah, we have a buyback program." He says, "Well, what do I get for this?" And he looked at my phone kind of in a bit of a disdain and he typed something in and he comes back and he says $7. And I look at him and I said, $7? There's more computing power in this little phone than the entire Allied forces of the Second World War. And you're giving me $7? And after that little speech, he turned to me and he said, "Yep, $7, that's it." You can't be unhappy with something like that. And you're not, you're disappointed. And that's really what we're complaining about. And if you look around the world now at products and services being offered to you and things that you are displeased with yourself, distinguish between unhappy and disappointment. It's a fascinating concept. The third incredible is disappointment is the cost of entry to great success. And the reason is because disappointment and success are intertwined. They're built into each other. If you focus on having great success and willing to tolerate disappointment, then it's totally available. because the reason why more people are not successful is because they're focused on avoiding disappointment. And disappointment is the cost of entry into great success. If you're willing to pay with disappointment, then the doors of success will be open to you.